أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على نبي المصطفى وبعد فإن الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول في كتابه العزيز والفرقان الحميد فأعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم وقال تعالى فلولا نفر من كل فرقة منهم طائفة ليتفقهوا في الدين ولينذروا قومهم إذا رجعوا إليهم لعلهم يحذرون صدق الله العظيم. وعن النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وصحبه وسلم أنه قال من سلك طريقا يلتمس به علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Alhamdulillah, it's a pleasure for me to be in Afghanistan, in Kabul, with the Education Minister, Maulana Nurullah Sahab, Alhamdulillah, and with his team members. We are here. We have had discussion about education needs in Afghanistan and importance of education and so on. And obviously, establishment of this ministry is there for sake of education. Education for all, for boys, girls, and so on. So I would like to ask a few questions on the record here, and I'll ask in English, and then they can translate in local language in Pakhtun, inshallah. My first question is, or only one question I have. When Taliban came in government, they promised that girls' education will be accessible. Where are we with that? Because we see in media that there is stoppage on girls' education, or there is blockage and the schools haven't been opened yet. So where are we on that side?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Afghanistan,
Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan from the day first claims that there will be, we will impose Sharia law in the country. The Sharia law will be announced in the country, and each and everything will be according to Sharia law. And Sharia law and Sharia does not ban girls' education. So why should we ban girls' education? So we never announced and we never said we will not allow girls to get education. But there are some issues, cultural issues that that would take time. So the delay happens because of those issues. So therefore, we never said. Therefore, we delayed until the second order, until we work on get the satisfaction of all the people around Afghanistan, and inshallah soon we will announce. People may blame us that there are a lot of cities like Kabul, Mazar, and some other cities that people want to open girls' education, but they have forgotten the rural areas. Majority of the people are not in the favor of girls' education in the rural or villages. So that is why we consider those as well as a responsible government. We consider the whole nation, their mindset, their thoughts. And second, when we consider these all, so it takes time. That's why the delay happens. Inshallah, we are working on the mechanism, and we already worked on the mechanism. We have prepared the mechanism. When it was approved by the leadership, so then we can open. But most important is Sharia law. So we consider first Sharia law, how it allows girls' education, on which way, and the culture of Afghanistan. So we consider both of them, and then when we are satisfied and the people are satisfied with it, we have no issue with opening girls' schools.
Okay, with me is Yvonne Ridley also is here, well known, who have long history with Afghanistan and well respected personality in Britain and Europe from journalism side. So she might have some questions also.
Yes. After my release by the Taliban, I began to look at Islam, which was a promise that I made, that if you release me, I will study the Quran and look at Islam. one of the first things that I learned was the importance of education in Islam. In fact, the very first verse that was delivered gave the instruction, read, with Iqra, which is the...
Read the verse.
What sort of time frame are we looking at to completing the discussion in the rural areas to persuade people that education is part of Islam, especially for women?
What sort of discussion we will have in the rural areas?
Well, the time frame, are we talking weeks or months? Is there an education program going out to enlighten people in the rural areas?
I have never said and will never say, and the people in rural area are not against education. And they like and they love and they believe that education is compulsory for learning Islam and learning Aqidah. It is really important. So girls' education is not an issue. The issue is girls leaving home for the purpose to get education in a school. This is an issue for this. So in the previous government, people would give their sons, would allow their sons to fight against us in the police or army. They would allow them to fight against us. But those people, the same people, never allowed their daughters to get educations. So in our area, people do not give the picture of their 3-year-old daughter to a person. This is an issue in our area. They do not give this picture. Why? Because they believe if this picture remains with that person and she grows up, so this is a cultural issue then. But we hope it will not take longer. So we hope as the international community showed their sensitivity and their reaction, so it is not worth that much. Inshallah soon we will, especially in some areas, we hope the schools will be open in some areas. It does not worth that much reaction as it was showed by the international community.
Just one final thing. Because I came to Islam through my journey to Afghanistan, I would like to give something back. If maybe while I'm just thinking out loud that maybe if engaging with the people in the rural areas would help, I would be quite happy to come and talk about my experience to the families in the rural areas in meetings and talk to them about the benefit of education and how I came to Islam.
You will go personally?
I will personally, if there is a tour or something we could organise. Imam Qasim's smiling because
so
we do things.
It will take years.
No, I'm smiling because you might disappoint them.
Oh right. Well, I'm just thinking maybe we can speak to the way your the Afghan lawyer Jirga worked. You can speak to a lot of people in a very short time.
Do not listen to those who left Afghanistan and they are in the West. They say against and they do not say the reality. They say against the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. The connection between Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and the nation and the people of Afghanistan, they are still here. So it is very strong, and we say the reality, the ground reality, what the reality is. So that is not something fake, and that is not something just we give false reasons. This is the reality. And we welcome, we appreciate visiting our rural areas by international delegations, or especially by our Muslim sisters and brothers. So if they visit our rural areas, they will receive a very bitter reaction, very harsh reaction in this regard. So I haven't told anything like that, but they are more sensitive. They do not. But if you visit any area, we welcome and we will give you support in this regard. It is okay.
Finally, what our request is that we establish Al-Khair schools here. Will ministry be okay if we want to establish girls' school according to Islamic curriculum?
We hope the second order by the leadership, it will come before you start opening or establishing or building a school. So we hope this will happen first.
Jazakumullah khair. We, from our side, I myself and my teams around the world, our donors and our supporters, inshallah, will do everything to uplift the standard of education in Afghanistan for everyone. Not only for girls, for boys, for men, for women. And when we mean education, it means skills also. So like handicraft centers, adult learning centers and so on. Yes. So under the guidance of Education Ministry, inshallah we will provide whatever we can, in fact beyond our capacity, inshallah.
Jazakumullah.
Thank you so much. And indeed, Afghanistan needs, we need so much.
Inshallah. So from my side, we are pledging 10 schools for now, that we want to start on it straight away. Even if it is boys' school for now, and as soon as second order comes, then we can start on girls' school, inshallah. But I don't want to delay even for boys.
Okay.
So
10 school will be for boys and the rest will be for girls.
Our aim was 10 schools for girls to start with, but until second order comes, we will start with boys one for now. And as soon as second order comes, then we will start girls' education system also. And I would request our donors and supporters in UK, in America, and especially in Turkey, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Qatar, in Kuwait. Although we don't have that many donors outside UK, but I would request them, and I would request all other NGOs that are keen to work on education to focus on educational needs of Afghanistan. And we are perfect vehicle for you, perfect delivery partner for you, and we will be happy to deliver projects here on your behalf with your branding, with your name, inshallah, as long as we have tri-party agreement and ministry, economic affairs ministry and education ministry and various ministries are okay with it, inshallah. So 10 schools for now, but just like basically we said 10 community centers in Pakistan, we announced initially, that turned into 700 centers so far. Likewise here, we're starting with 10. It is up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to add as many zeros into it, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. I'm really thankful to Minister and to yourselves to give your valuable time at such a short notice. And inshallah we are here without any political agenda or without any, you can say, media agenda. We are here to serve the people. Our main target is the community, and we want to help the people, inshallah.
Jazakumullah khair. Jazakumullah khair.
You can say thanks words.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time, and inshallah we will endeavour to get the truth, the haq, the real message out about the challenges that the Education Department is facing, and we hope that inshallah the future is much easier, and the international community begins to understand more what is happening on the ground in Afghanistan, the reality, as the minister said.
ډېره مهرباني.
Thank you so much. Thank you.